What is up, everyone? Welcome to a long-awaited episode of KFD&D. Y'all are nuts. We have a hype train. We haven't started streaming yet. We got a thank you, Ryan, for the sub. Thank you, Bethany, for the sub. Thank you, Jillian, for the sub. Thank you, Me Handlebars, for the bits and gifting all those subs. Thank you so much. Oh, hi, Ghost07710. Welcome on in. I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday. Wow. Just gonna let all these alerts do their thing. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. I would say this go towards the stream, but I mean, I guess it does. I don't know. Sure, why not? This is KFD&D. We have a persistent, improv-heavy Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign going on. You can't really see what's happening due to all the emotes. I love emotes. They're just everywhere. Look at them go. Oh, they're gone. Okay, bye, y'all. So this is it. This is Kentucky Fried Dice. I run this channel along with Jilly Pie, who is in chat. She's my partner, my wife, my best friend, my travel buddy, my co-dog parent, and just an all-around swell person. So, shout out Jilly Pie.
She's hilarious.
It's so important that I find her funny. Yeah. So we
Just want to make sure. Did you make sure that we can be heard?
Yes.
Like last time we went like 5 minutes before we realized.
Y'all, I'm not good at streaming. We know this by now that I am not actually good at streaming. But yeah, I actually, like, first thing I did when I started the intro video was I pulled up the audio mixer just to make sure that you all can be heard and I'm heard.
It's important that everybody gets their voice heard.
It really is. It's very important. So this is Kentucky Fried Dice. As I mentioned, we're variety streamers. Last night we did a travel recap. Jill and I just got back from a trip to Europe. We went to Austria and Hungary. We thought about going to Slovakia, but decided that a couple of days in Vienna and a couple of days in Budapest was not nearly enough to throw another city in that mix. So we had our pictures and snacks and stuff we were doing. Typically, we stream whatever game we feel like. Sometimes Stardew. We got into Satisfactory for a while, pretty heavy, but that's kind of cooled off. So, I don't know. You'll just kind of see whatever we want to stream. And also, Ghost, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate that. That's all I got in terms of this. So, we start every stream with what we call Happy News. And it's just like news unrelated to stream, unrelated to our personal lives, just like something good that's happening in the world. Thank you, Jilly Pie, for the bits. Sure, Amazon appreciates that. So we were gonna do this one last night, and I haven't posted in Discord, but we'll find the link and post it shortly. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavs, and probably one of the few billionaires who does not make my skin crawl at the mention of his name, has opened a online drugstore that is doing like a flat 15% markup on drugs, as opposed to most. Oh yes, and Shark Tank. He is also a shark there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does other cool things too. I think he ran it with like stamps.com. But anyway, thank you all for that hype train. That's amazing. Y'all are great. I would be more enthused, but I'm just tired. It's totally cool. So he has an online drugstore where 15% markup, and typically in the pharmaceutical industry, my understanding is like 100% markup is kind of a baseline for what they charge for drugs, such as things that are important in life, like insulin and like other life-saving drugs that are necessary and somehow still marked up well beyond any reasonable markup or margin that someone might do, but that's fine. So yeah, they don't take any insurance due to, I guess, complications with insurance. So
it's because then they would have to deal with the actual insurers and the manufacturers.
And they don't want to deal with
it. I have a personal vendetta against Eli Lilly's, but you all don't want me talking about that on stream.
No, I think at some point we may just need to do a rant stream, because I feel like a rant is just coming on. Not for D&D, but at some point I got a lot
I think that's a good
Book
idea.
me. Book me right now.
A lot of thoughts.
I have a whole soapbox.
Gonna have a lot
Y'all.
of F-bombs.
Just gonna have a lot of F-bombs, a lot of Andy Rooney impressions.
Eli Lilly, you
You
mean
know
Eli
what gets
shitty.
me?
The Jilly Pie's in, so we'll have a bourbon and rant stream at some point. Just get it all out there.
Community challenge.
That's a good idea.
Challenge?
We can do community challenge. So that's just another thought. Things we like to do. Yes, right. A grinds my gears stream. But yeah, tonight is D&D. Tonight is happy and fun and role playing. Hopefully, hopefully no character deaths, no promises. But
No promise.
So, does anybody else have any personal good news they want to share? Anything cool happening?
Adopted 2 kitties.
They're adorable.
What are their names?
Okay, this is the best part. Okay. One of them is named Sophie, after Sophie Germain, who is a French mathematician, physicist, and philosopher.
Cool.
The other one is named Ada, after Ada Lovelace, who is widely regarded as being the first computer programmer well before computers existed. She was actually the first one to conceptualize applying an algorithm to more than just simple math.
On a loom, or how did she conceptualize a computer?
No idea. Wikipedia didn't get that far.
Gotcha.
We
Cool,
didn't really
man.
But it's awesome.
And they really didn't go into it in that one episode of Doctor Who she was on. So
Sometime.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
They are young, and they're about 12 weeks old-ish, and they're super cute, and they are very exhausting, and I love them.
in my news, my son said his first word last night. So
Oh, congratulations!
Really?
What was it?
Dada.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Fun fact: the oldest words in the entire world are estimated to be 15,000 years old, and they are the first words a child say. They're cross-cultural. They're mama and dada.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Dr. Hamed.
Not personal news, but I may have to take an important phone call. I will leave the stream going and be back. I apologize in advance, viewers. Thank you so much for understanding.
In my personal news, I exist. Hi.
Hey,
We
Glad you
are
exist.
Thankful
Thank you.
and happy and gracious.
sometimes existing is enough. That's all you can
I would
ask
be
for.
very sad if you
Damn
did not
straight,
exist.
dude.
Bethany's personal news is Bethany is awesome. That is all.
Bethany is awesome.
Thank you.
And if you haven't, I don't think I've updated Nightbot, but if you are admiring the character art, as you should be, that is with our characters and on the intro slide, that is all done by Bethany. You can check out her art at burgerbun.com. Sorry, I don't think I've updated Nightbot, even though I was supposed to do it like months ago. I get distracted by shiny things.
It's
Sometimes
understandable.
sleep.
Tiny things are important.
Yep, there we go. She's got some amazing stickers, some really cool items, so please check that out. Support her Patreon so she can continue making amazing, beautiful art, which makes the world happy. So, you existing brings a lot of happiness, and that's good news for all of us.
If any of y'all are going to Meetapalooza, the Patreon stickers are going to be delivered there. So
Ooh.
3 people that get them are getting them there, and you'll get to be jealous in front of everyone.
So excited. We were talking about our luggage. It's pretty identifiable, but we still want to put stickers on it to make it even more identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the best stickers. So I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Okay. So I forgot who's in the recap. Who agreed? Was it
I am.
Ahmed, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. Let's recap our shortened session from a month ago.
When we last left our adventurers, they were still in Greystone figuring out the next move. James expressed his sympathy to Ken, but also encouraged him to help them figure out what to do next. Ken obliged, and the 3 met Chime and Susanna back in the Great Hall. They discussed whether to find the underground gateway that they would previously encountered before, or seek out the other villagers who had traveled west to Greystone. In an attempt to seek guidance, Ken prayed to the 13 gods of justice, but only heard faintly to follow the path of justice. Khan mentioned his interest in learning more about baby Rosalie, and at this point, Chime suggested that the men give her back to us and Susanna a little bit of privacy. The men left the Great Hall while Chime attempted to ask about Rosalie's father. and a hilariously comedic dialogue that had the most player characters laughing to the point of tears. Susanna spent entirely too much time getting hot and heavy while describing Rosalie's handsome sailor father, Parimovich. Chime gradually got frustrated and bluntly asked about whether Rosalie's father had magical abilities. At this point, Susanna went silent and became offended at the insinuation that her daughter was anything but normal. Back at Grayson's chambers, the men rifled through the abandoned room to find a locked chest. On the bureau was a false panel with a key. James not only found the key, but he also unlocked the chest to reveal Grayson's old military armor and a stack of gold and silver. They found it odd that he left these treasured items behind. Whilst doing this, Ken found some papers from a ledger documenting the last few days of the villagers and time in Greystone, including the arrival of Daniela Sexbang, another Yuan-Ti. Suspicious of a possible hidden message, with invisible ink, Ken took papers to Chime, who followed him outside with matches and a candle. At this point, our DM's internet router rolled a natural 1 and fell into a ravine that housed a horde of beholders and mind flayers. We ended the stream with sincere apologies due to technical difficulties. And I want to give a shout out to Tim for masterfully taking over the stream and saving it as best as he could that evening. Thank you so much for doing that.
Of course. Sorry, I was muted for a second. But yeah, of course. Was trying to keep people entertained until we could get back. Unfortunately, that just wasn't in the cards for the night. But I had fun.
Yeah, me too. It was the funniest episode. I think we were laughing hysterically.
I know, we barely got through parts.
I actually completely forgot about that whole bit, so we really should have clipped it. There's been a lot happening.
I
can't wait for it to go on YouTube.
So clips can be up to a minute, right, or 2 minutes or something. But can't you do something like a memory that's like longer? But
so it's highlights.
Clip? Highlights, yes, thank you. Yes, you should make a highlight from that.
Oh, yeah. Let's make a highlight. Somebody make a note, and we will make a highlight of it, and we'll post it on YouTube.
Send you a message on Discord.
That's amazing. That's a great idea.
I'll do that.
Maybe do that.
Take the highlights and put them in a magazine of some sort.
Oh no.
Highlights magazine, if you will.
Maybe a magazine called Highlights.
Oh no.
Find the hidden things.
Good. Let's dad joke.
We're getting derailed so early. That's normal.
Like that surprises you.
not at all. All right. So, Chime, from almost a month ago, how'd you roll for this detecting, using your thieves tools on this? Was it like a journal? I think you were kind of looking through.
Natural 20.
It was a picture. It was a sheet of paper that we're trying to find hidden clues on. So I decided to use the inspiration that I got that chat awarded me for our wonderful conversation about dicks. So
that's the line to take out of context.
The first roll was a nat 1, which totals out 5, just so everyone is aware. I'm still good. But then the second roll was a nat 20, which totals out to 24. So.
All right. So in your thieves tools kit, there's like a small kind of vial of a very mild acidic component. It's really probably just lemon juice. You just never know when you might need it for something like this, and luckily this is the time. So as you're carefully putting it on this page, kind of lightly on front and back, and as Ken there helping you gets the candle lit and you're outside, and keep the candle just the right distance. And for a second, it seems like nothing's happening, and you maybe think, for a split second, you're burning a corner of the page, but it's not. It looks like something was scratched there pretty deeply, and you're surprised it didn't show up in the paper before. But it looks like you may be testing out the ink, perhaps. And as you continue to heat it up, there is a message written on this piece of paper. You're not entirely sure what Grayson's handwriting would have looked like. Well, I guess you do have a journal to kind of compare it to, so you're able to quickly tell, yes, this is in fact Grayson's handwriting. And it's a cryptic message. It says, "Today has been a rare moment of clarity. My mind has forever been caught in a fog. Whether it is true love or some other bewitchment by that woman, I cannot be sure. She occupies my every thought, my every dream, my every moment is of her. But now I don't think of her. I worry. I worry for the safety of this village. I worry for the safety of this continent. I worry about the legacy that we attempt to leave, and how I am almost certain now we will fall short. I fear this message getting to... There's a awkward amount of space before the next word. And it looks like a couple of letters were started and stopped and scratched out. And then eventually it just settles on them. And that is the entire hidden message.
Can we get a written, like a typed out version of that in the Roll20 chat?
Oh, sure. I just made it up, so it'll be something close.
Sorry, I have
No
a pea
problem.
brain.
No problem at all.
All right, was Charm reading this aloud?
Sure.
What the hell does it mean?
Hell if I know.
Who the hell is them?
Probably whoever's related to this Danielle sex bang.
Yeah, but he mentions leaving a legacy for them.
Would it have anything to do with Dragonbane?
I think we're just kind of pulling things out of the air at this point.
Well, the snake people, they've got to be related to him somehow. He's got a grip over their species. At least in Brownstone.
Yeah, that's right. That's the string that draws them together. Why on earth are they in allegiance with Dragonbane? It doesn't make sense.
No.
Why don't we just ask Susanna how he was acting right before he left? Was there any groups of people he favored, any that he disliked?
Yeah.
Did his behavior change at all before he left?
Of course it did. Chime, you have good rapport with Susanna, don't you? Don't you? Oh, no. What happened?
Okay, I was asking about the father.
You hens are always a clucking.
Excuse you. I'm a Kenku, not a hen.
Mm-hmm.
A henku?
Very funny.
All right. Ken high fives Karn.
She's gonna make like the loudest like chicken screech that she can. Like just whoop, whoop, but as loud as she can.
Do we have to roll Constitution saving throws?
I mean, it's just me screaming, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, you're good. Just all right.
I mean, even if something weird is going on between the two of you, I think you're still the one to ask, Chime, just because Susanna doesn't seem very, very at ease with any of the three of us.
This conversation we had, she talked about like.
What did she talk about?
Talking about penises. And I don't. They're kind of gross.
Oh man.
Okay, so how about you just you
I
go
would
in
like
with
to
the
sit this one
paper
out.
concern. Okay,
No, I would like to sit this one out.
I'll
Wait.
go. I'll go.
Don't make me look her in the eye again, please.
I mean-
I'm going. I'll go. Nope.
Okay.
Thank
You know
you.
what?
I'm going.
I'm okay with
Let's
James
all go.
going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Um,
May I please have the letter?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Susanna,
Okay.
and yeah, let me know. Okay,
She's just kind of still cooking, kind of getting meals prepared. Looks like some type of dough, some type of hard bread maybe for planning on hitting the road soon. So
yep. Hey, Susanna, I got a weird question for you. If you have a moment. So, how was Grayson? Did did you notice any changes in Grayson before he left?
she like just kind of stares off for a second and takes a deep breath. Well, it wasn't right before he left that I noticed the changes. And don't take this the wrong way, of course, but the changes happened around the time you all got here with that that one lady before,
Daniela.
Yes, her. Before Grayson was decisive and strong. He was never afraid to lead, and he would never hesitate to make a tough decision. I remember when we left Brownstone, I was frightened, I was scared. But I knew that wasn't the place for me. That wasn't the place I wanted to raise my child. And it was only through Grayson's leadership and his steadfastness, and I never doubted he would do the right thing for everyone. That's why I came here. And then, ever since you all got here, and maybe it was that woman, but he seemed lost. That fire that was within him, it was gone. He wasn't that decisive man, that leader that would just give a speech and we would charge headlong into battle for him, but he'd never ask it because he would never, ever endanger us.
I'm gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
I didn't. I thought she was done. She was not.
Not quite. There was a sadness in his eyes when they were leaving. I know that wasn't. I don't know. It never sat right with me. Why would we leave here? We built up this village. We built this. We defended it. It was our home. What is it we're not safe from? Is it your doing?
Not that we know.
Everything's gotten kind of weird since you all have gotten here. And I don't mean to sound accusatory. I'm really just asking. You know, if you all can ask point blank about why my daughter's weird, then I think I have the right to ask. What's happening?
That's totally fair. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think so. If it is, it's definitely not anything that we've intended. I mean, we fought off those demons that were attacking because we felt it was the right thing to do.
No, you're right. We had such a good thing going, and then all of a sudden, you know, it just kind of crumbles, and you defend us, and then you leave, and then people talk about the gods not answering their prayers, and
I mean, that's happening across the entire continent, the entire world, as far as we know. We don't really know.
But sorry, you were going to ask me something else.
Yeah, sorry. We found some of Grayson's stuff, and we were able to deduce that. We were able to reconstruct a message he had written before he'd written this one. So it was the same piece of paper. And I'm going to show her basically what it says, that
Sure.
Through a moment of clarity, he was unsure if he was being bewitched by Daniela or not. He was worried about his safety, the safety of others, and leaving a legacy, but also he doesn't want them to find this message. And so I'm gonna show that to her. And that, do you, more specifically, did his opinions about any groups of people change dramatically? Whether it's like bad to good or good to bad or anything like that?
She kind of like stops what she's doing as she thinks about it for a second. Starts to shake her head. No, Grayson was always very open with us for a while. He would let us know what was happening, what our defensive plans were, what we needed, who was going to go trade. And then again, once you all got here with her, that all changed. That's the biggest change I remember.
If she's the cause of your pain, I am deeply sorry. She saved our lives, and in return, we tried to find her people who she could just exist with, as far as we were concerned.
And I don't know for sure, but then more of her people came, and it was, I mean, they were as nice as they could be, but we didn't share a language, and most of them were just very imposing. It's hard, you know, we're just common people trying to make a living, and there's these huge part snake, part people everywhere, and they'd have closed door meetings with Grayson, and Daniela would always be in there with them, and it just...
What exactly do you mean by imposing?
I mean, they're tall, they're muscular, they're just, I don't know, like, I just picked up not like a bad intent per se, but like they were I don't, maybe, you know, like when a sailor checks you out and whistles at you on the docks, you know what he's thinking, you know why he's looking at you that way. They would look at us that way, but we didn't know what they were thinking. We didn't know what they wanted, and it wasn't, not like we were food, but not far from it. Does that, I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe.
No, that,
you know,
I understand what you mean.
Was it? It sounds like the look a predator would give its prey. Not even necessarily for food, but for sport.
Yeah, maybe. Some villagers tried to bring up with Grayson, and Grayson would always say that he has always had our best interest in mind, and we'll be safer. He says the only way to ensure our safety. But we see how that's gone, right? So I think I should get a care package in, I don't know, hopefully a day or so. It seems like it's a little overdue maybe, so I think when you come back here, I won't be here. You're welcome to anything you find in the village, of course, but...
Do you mind if I ask you a few more questions?
Oh, no, of course.
Okay.
Give me just a second. She kind of makes a mound of this doughy substance and covers it with a cloth and sets it off. And she's like, it needs to let it go for a few hours anyway.
Right, thank you. So, do you know why Grayson would have left his things? Like his armor and his like military rank insignia, like why? Does it seem like something he would have done a year ago?
He never would have left it. He didn't typically wear it in town. he wanted to prove to everyone that we were all equals and that his previous rank and experience didn't matter. And of course, wearing armor around isn't super comfortable. But anytime he left the village for trade, to scout, to just patrol, he would always wear it. So I do find it weird. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he said something that made you, where you could fill in at least part of this large gap that obviously exists in our knowledge.
Well, if you want my opinion, and I kind of sense you do.
I would very much, yes, please.
I think she bewitched him. I think she got in his head. I don't know how and I don't know why. But I think she used him and probably used you as well to get to our village. And then I
see that as very, very possible and probably even likely. I think you're right. And if you're not angry about it, I would very much understand if you were angry and sad, and because I am starting to feel that as well. And yes, sorry.
When no one else looked for Rosalie, you stepped up. When no one else was willing to go out to defend our village, to investigate what was happening, you stepped up. And while I don't think you've done anything intentionally bad, you have made an effort. And sometimes the actions don't go the way you want them to, but you're trying. And that's more than Grayson did at the end. But I think
that is the strongest statement you've made so far. And I just want to say I very much thank you for sharing that with us, because I assume that was very difficult to say.
But the them, I believe, is likely her and her lizard friends. More of them came towards the end and escorted us. So maybe for argument's sake, Grayson felt safe. But the way they looked at all of us, he had to willfully ignore that. And I know I'm not the one who saw it. If you can rescue those people, maybe they don't need rescuing. Maybe I'm just bitter because they made me stay behind with my child and fend for ourselves.
I'd be bitter too.
Yeah.
But no good person does that.
I'm going to agree with you on that too. All right, last question that I have is, when you have a few minutes, will you show me like which way they went and what path they took, and like between which trees? Because I want to see if there's anything left that we can track.
Sure.
Because I want to know. You've been frank with us. I want to know if they're still alive. And if they are, I want to know what's going on. And if they aren't, I want to know what happened. But
it's always you all stepping up.
But if you want us to leave, if you don't want to see us anymore, we'll leave. If you don't trust us, I totally get that. We'll leave.
She reaches out and grabs both your hands and clasps in hers, and her hands are significantly smaller than yours. And they're still a little sticky from messing with the dough. But she takes your hand and looks you deep in the eye and says, I have no one else, and I do trust you. I do think you will always attempt to do the right thing, but that's not always easy. But yeah, she kind of peeks over at the bowl she had kind of put in the corner for a second, with the dough inside, and she's like, come on outside, we'll I'll show you which way they went.
Appreciate it.
So she makes it outside, and I guess the 2 of you, 3 of you, I forgot who all went inside. Did all of you go inside?
No, Ken was out.
Okay.
Side.
Then okay, because I know that Chime and Karm both asked a question, so I know they were in there with me.
Yeah.
As we leave, I'm gonna yell at Ken. Ken, need you for a minute, maybe, but
Okay.
you probably want to hear this, so appreciate it.
Got it. He throws his cloak over his shoulders and waddles over.
She just kind of gives you a short nod and walks towards the western part of the village. There's kind of a small trail within where people would walk a lot in the village and just naturally kind of beat down and whatever you call making a trail while walking on it continuously. I'm sure there's a term for it, but it's fine.
I think it might be trail.
Trailblazing, perhaps?
Oh, but they're not blazing.
You don't know that.
Pretty sure.
You think this is Michigan?
Yes.
Can we continue the game, please?
And a little ways of the village, the trail kind of doesn't like abruptly stop. You can see it fading out where it just hasn't been traversed as much as they're outside of town now. And she kind of turns to you all, and this is as far as I could bear to walk as they were all leaving. But I watched for a little while, and she points out towards the west. They followed the coast for a little while. I don't know, maybe a mile or two, kind of over hills. It was a good sized group. I could see them as they walked away for a while. But then, as they crested that hill off in the distance, they started to head more northerly. That's as far as I saw, and I wish I had more information to give you.
That's immensely helpful. Thank you.
All right, and Ken turns to the group and says, "All right, we'll take a vote. Who wants to follow the trail? Who wants to stay behind? All in favor for following the trail?" That's unanimous.
That was
Let's
easy.
get supplies. Do we need a long rest?
Have we been there over? We've been there overnight now.
You've been there
haven't we?
overnight.
Yeah.
We've been there for a few days.
What time of day is it?
I think it's probably early morning. Not early morning. Mid-morning. You'll have had enough time to trying to kind of combine the last couple of sessions in my mind and on what you all have done.
Right.
But nothing's taken a real long time, so.
Okay. All right. I think that we should not leave yet. We'll leave afternoon, probably make camp a couple miles that way. But I think we should spend a little bit of time now getting Suzanne set up to make her trek back to Brownstone as best as we can do. I think we should if the most wilderness capable of us among us should start doing some tracking and see if we can figure out anything, like maybe some numbers, maybe how many of each, like can we tell the difference between the footsteps of the snake like people and the humans, see what we can get out of that. And I'm not sure what else at the moment. Maybe finish, look around Grayson's hut a little bit more, see if we can't find anything else. That was a great find, Ken, and great work, Chime, on finding that message. Okay, thoughts? Anything? Did I miss anything?
If we're going to be here for a little bit longer, I think we also need to keep an eye out for... I'm curious about these care packages that are being delivered, so it might be in our best interest to try and keep an eye out for any sign of who's doing that as well.
That's a good point. how do you guys feel about Ken, okay, specifically Ken? How do you feel about taking a little bit of time and catching some fish for Suzanne?
You got it, buddy.
Awesome. Okay, and then, okay, sorry. Quick OOC question: What would I roll for like tracking? Would that be survival, or is that
survival?
Okay. Okay. Again, OOC. I have a +3 to survival. Is anybody better than that?
I have a +5.
Awesome.
That
Wait, you have a what?
+2.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Back in the game. All right. Did I miss anything else? Some great points there. Great.
I think maybe it would be best if someone ran over some self-defense techniques with Suzanne.
Great point.
I would say start with knife wielding, since she'll be traveling with a baby and it'll be light and easy to carry.
That's also great. Let's see. I'm actually checking. Okay. If you don't mind, I'm going to make some suggestions. Feel free to tell me to shut the hell up. Chime, do you mind going and looking and see what you can find out on this trail here? Ken, do you mind fishing and grabbing some fish?
My pleasure.
Karn, do you mind, with your monk background, do you mind maybe working with Suzanne on this? Here is a dagger. I'm actually going to take it out. It's the dagger that I used to use, but I do not use anymore. I'm going to hand it to Karn. Give this to Suzanne. This is a gift. This is way better than what she was using before.
Okay.
Are you guys cool with that?
I'm fine with that.
All right. What do you want me to do? Because I just gave us an assignment, and I just realized you all are the best at those 3 things. Okay. I don't want to bother Suzanne while you're working with her, Karn. But yes, Ken.
We need food. We need water. We have a lot of stuff in our loot pack that we don't need that might actually be good bargaining chips for Susanna to the people that are going to transport her and her baby, like the Chimera Claws, really rare items that we're not using that she can use to sell, help her start a new life. I think you should do a combination of a few things.
I love that. I don't know what we're going to get out of like trying to find where these care packages are coming from, but maybe Karn, in between breaks of training, you can maybe see if there's anything out. Again, I don't know how much Susanna is going to be able to tell you, but maybe if you looked at some of the baskets or the writing or I don't know, maybe something will stick out as interesting. And if you can't figure it out, maybe we can put our heads together.
Yeah, my main thought process on that is just, this could be an ally. This could be someone with some more information as to what's going on with the people.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay,
all right.
So I'm going to start with Ken and your fishing. So we will. How much time are you going to spend fishing?
Oh God. So I was fishing actually last weekend. I spent 1 hour between 6 a.m. to 6:30 to 8 o'clock at Kentucky Lake, land between the lakes, and I got 1 bluegill. So I'm going to spend 1 hour fishing.
1 hour fishing.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, Chime, how long are you going to spend doing the tracking and stuff?
I'd like to spend 3.
3 hours? Okay.
So a lot of that's going to be climbing trees, observing from on top, and then also actual like tracking, like trail tracking.
Okay. Ryan, how much time are you going to spend training Susanna?
I figure about 3 hours, just going over like basics of self-defense, just like how to defend herself not only with the dagger but also just hand to hand if necessary.
And then James, are you like looking for supplies and water and stuff in the town? Is that
You're muted.
Yep, sorry, I realized that. Yeah, I'm gonna start a fire. I'm gonna boil some water. I'm gonna make sure we have couple pots for like making sure we get hydrated before we leave, as well as filling up all of our water skins and stuff. So, quick question about our loot list. Is all of the stuff on there that we're not actually wearing, is all of that still in our possession, or did we sell that as part of the buying new stuff during our break?
You would think we would delete the stuff we sold, right? It's been so long ago, who the heck knows? I think we kept the parts of the body of a chimera from a year ago, and it's rotting to hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think the 5
right.
pristine pieces of phase spider carapace are that pristine anymore.
They are not doing great.
I don't know. Carapace is made out of
Chitin.
chitin, so I mean it holds up. They make armor out of that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an excellent thing to give her. Yeah.
Yeah, but what my point is that I think when we came back, basically our gold reserves were wiped out because we assumed we had spent it. And my question extends to: does that also mean the loot that we had, did we sell it?
No, you did not sell any of that.
Okay, got it. So okay. So I think whatever is small, are the chimera claws small and
They're
easy to transport?
Yeah, they're relatively.
Okay,
but just a out of character DM explanation, you all got a ton of gold at some point, and I just didn't feel like dealing with all of that. So you got appropriate loot that you spent it on, is how it was just easier. So
yep, that's that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I think the chimera claws, which I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go through our stuff and take a look and see what's still good and easily transportable, and then I'm gonna in turn visit all of my companions and ask, is it okay if we give the gold that we found in Grayson's loot?
Oh, yeah. James, I trust your judgment. You don't have to ask me. You just make your best judgment and subtract it from the loot list, please.
Okay. Because it was a lot of gold.
Yeah, we're a lot of people that are very successful getting gold.
I'm gonna veto that.
You're gonna veto? Okay. What about half? How about half?
No. She can have a third.
How about 1/5 in equal share?
I am never taking you bargain hunting, James.
Wait, so she gets a fifth, and then the rest of it is split amongst us?
Us 4. Fair enough.
Sounds good to me.
Well, okay. You know what? I'm going back. Chime, I like your. Okay, we'll give her a third. That makes that's the right thing to do. We'll give her some things that she can sell once she gets there.
Sure.
To Brownstone. That'll help out a little bit too. So okay. Yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some quick math. I'm gonna remove a couple things from our inventory list.
Out of character, I'm amazed Chime is this okay with it, considering we hadn't told her about the loot we found in Grayson's footlocker.
She's developing.
I'm sure
no,
we
I'm not.
I'm sure she saw it. It was probably out on the bed as we were inventorying everything when we asked her to come find the hidden message. So I wouldn't doubt that she knew exactly how much. She knows exactly how many pieces of gold and silver we found.
She was swimming on it on the bed while she was deciphering the message.
Yes, Chili Pie. Maybe Chime is trying to make up for some awkward instances from before.
And then she made it awkward.
Okay, one more time, just to be clear. We have some coins and some money in our loot list. The coins are gone, but the non-money loot stayed, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And I don't think I ever gave you all an amount of the coins from the Chimera lair. I think I was just like, it's a ton. And the copper in the fountain that you also found.
Yeah, you never gave a specific amount on that. You just said a lot.
Yes, and that a lot has been spent.
Yeah. I vote every season we reset the loot list.
Probably a good idea.
The a lot has been allotted then.
Oh, sorry. I think chat will find this interesting. It is not related to D&D, but I think this is super interesting. Okay. If anyone here has played Breath of the Wild, you know the Blood Moon.
Yep.
Did you know that that happens on a schedule, but sometimes it doesn't happen on a schedule. The reason they even wrote that into the game itself is a way. It resets all the loot, it resets all the enemies and stuff. It's actually a memory clearing function. It sets the world back to normal, so they don't have to keep track of every place that you've been. Every time there's a blood moon, they do that. And if the memory gets if it starts bogging down the game, it'll have what's called a panic blood moon out of phase, and that clears the memory and allows the game to continue to function smoothly.
That's
Sorry,
cool,
I found that
man.
out recently, but
No,
I thought
that's
it was really
cool.
cool.
I think it's brilliant.
Anyways. Yeah, it was one of the most brilliant ways of incorporating that I've ever heard. It was really cool.
Yeah, bro. That's cool. All right.
Sorry. Anyways.
I'm fishing.
Okay.
How'd I do?
So go ahead and roll your nature.
I did twice. I got a 17.
Okay. So are you still gonna fish for an hour since everybody else is apparently spending 3 hours on their tasks?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for 3 hours.
Okay. So on a 17, it's a pretty lucky day, for you. Fish are biting, and maybe because no one has been fishing the waters for likely several weeks now, you end up catching 16 fish over the course of 3 hours. Your fishing prowess is pretty high. They're just biting and biting and biting.
Oh no! Trying to show the picture.
Trying to show.
It's getting you, not your fish.
I know.
I just love you holding a picture of yourself.
The funniest thing is, as soon as the picture of yourself gets in great focus, you fade out in the background.
Well, anyway.
We're really proud of you. That's a really nice fish.
It was a bluegill. I threw it back.
Okay, I'm glad you threw it back. All right. So Chime, you were off looking for a trail, and you're gonna spend about 3 hours doing it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a survival skill check. Let's see how you do.
It's a 15.
Okay. So you make a ways out from town, and she gave very good directions, and you're able to kind of follow the coast. And as you're following, you're looking for, you do see some places where like the grass is beat down a little bit still, and even though it's been a while since they've left, and you're walking, and you start to make it towards this hill after probably close to an hour, where you make it to the hill itself that she discussed, where they kind of turn north. And go ahead and give me another survival check.
Oh, that one's a nat 1 for a total of 6.
Okay. So you're looking around, and it just seems like maybe the trail goes cold. Could be the rain that's happened recently, or just you don't have a clear direction where you're going. But to the north, not too terribly far off, it looks like it goes into a deep, like, dense rainforest with just kind of down this hill to the north, and as you would continue into a very dense old forest, from what you can tell. So you spent probably about an hour and a half so far doing that. What would you like to do in the meantime?
I want to. So before I hit the rainforest, as I'm going through, there's still trees that way, right?
There are.
I want to climb up the tallest tree that I can find and have a look from there.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say you're able to climb this tree, no issue, because it's a tree and you climb a lot of things. what are you looking for, and like what direction are you looking?
So I'm looking for like potentially far off indicators of civilization, like smoke towers or like any kind of building, any kind of like sudden wildlife movement, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Okay. Go and give me a perception check then.
That's a 10.
Okay. You do see way off to what appears to be like the northwest. You can't tell for sure if it's clouds that are just really low, or maybe fog, or maybe it's like some very distant smoke rising above the trees. It's incredibly far off. It's kind of at the very edge of what you might be able to make out vision wise. That's really about as much as you can see.
Okay. At this point, do I have enough time to just sort of stand at the edge of the forest and sort of take a look in, but not actually go in?
It would probably take you another 45 minutes to an hour to like make it to where the forest gets kind of dense and stuff. So that would put you over your 3 hours to get back. But I mean, yeah, you could.
I'm just gonna head back.
Okay. All right, Karn. Let's do your training.
Okay.
So showing some basic self-defense to Susanna, using a dagger. And it kind of, you spend a few minutes building like a makeshift dummy out of just random supplies you're able to find, some like empty burlap sacks that are starting to rot anyway and couldn't be used for much else, filled with like some hay and stuff, and show her some basic techniques. So go ahead and give me an attack roll using a dagger. If you don't have that handy,
Yeah, I don't have a dagger in my equipment.
just do like a basic attack with whatever weapon you have handy. It's fine. We'll just...
Okay, I'll just do a long sword.
Okay.
And that's a 22.
All right, so you have a very just excellent form, able to show her like how you plant your feet and like use the entire body, and you stab this dagger directly into the dummy you've made. And she seems to kind of like get it. Takes it again, and like she mimics you the best she can, and it doesn't have the force behind it, but it's a solid hit. And probably spending, is it most of the time doing that, like the basics of dagger use, or was there anything else you wanted to show her?
No, I mean, using the dagger is the main thing, along with just maybe like some simple throws, like if someone manages to get a hold of her.
Okay.
Grappling techniques, I guess.
Go ahead and do an athletics check
Okay.
to show her the proper way to grapple.
That's a 13.
All right, so you're showing her, and she's quite a bit smaller than you, and toned, but not like super strong. From they don't usually have her out in the field and stuff, or like out working in the labor portion of it. So you're able to like get a hold of her, and you show her some of the breaks, and she doesn't quite grasp that as quick as she did the stabbing with the dagger, but definitely has some more basic self-defense than she had before, and seems pretty competent for a beginner.
Good. mean, we still have a way. We still have a little bit to go, but I mean, I have, I have no doubt that you are going to be able to keep yourself and little Rosalind safe out on the road.
Well, I hope so. It's never thought I'd be on the road in a strange continent by myself and with both my daughter, but here we are.
I don't think any of us expected any of this, but have to make what you can of it.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm gonna wait for the next care package or basket to show up.
Yeah,
It's,
of course.
It's usually really, really nice. I don't know who's doing it, but reminds you they're still good people. Okay. And then, Tim, you were boiling water and kind of getting supplies. So you finish your tasks, and once the training is complete, I'm taking it you give Susanna some of the gold and
yeah, I would like to walk in as Karn is finishing up his training to basically I've taken, let's see, I wrote it down, the Chimera Claws. That was a great suggestion from Ken. The pieces of pristine phase spider carapace, which I'm hoping are small, otherwise I probably wouldn't have put them in there. Maybe some like chunks of chitin or scales or something, yeah. And a fine pillow, so we found a fine pillow, as well as 128 gold, which is slightly more than a third of the gold we found in Grayson's quarters, and my old dagger, which I have sharpened and oiled. So I'm gonna walk in with the package and say, here you go, here are some things. Also, I don't know what this guy taught you, but I'll never be too proud to throw dirt in someone's eyes if it helps you get away from them. Cool.
We're on a beach. Grab some sand and just keep it in.
Give him the old pocket sand.
Yeah.
Jillian is approving the pillow. Jillian loves pillows.
I saw it in the list. I was like, we don't really need it.
No one needs that many pillows.
We don't really need that probably moldy by now mask either, but more.
What? It's still waterlogged before. We just never let it dry out.
We're not gonna give her trash either, guys. We can throw it on.
Blah.
Sorry, my voice.
She opens the package and kind of peers inside, and as she sees the gold coins, her eyes get the size of saucers. She like shakes her head, and is just like, I can't. I can't.
We took that from Grayson's room. He left it behind. It's yours now.
That's.
He left it behind. It's yours now. We kept some of it because we're basically scavengers at this point, and but take it. We've all agreed on this. Like us, right. we all agreed. Please take it. Use it to use it to get yourself set up in Brownstone. Sell these other things. You can get a little bit for them. I don't know how much. I'm sure Daisy will know a good someone trustworthy who can help get you fair prices for these.
She kind of her eyes are a little moist, and I don't know what I ever did to deserve this, but thank you. Thank all of you.
I'm just sorry if we somehow brought all this to you. If so, I am so sorry.
Money always makes it better.
Hey, I'm gonna I would actually like to go and clean up some of those fish that Ken caught and start helping prepare for dinner while before Susanna comes back, because I kind of want to. She's been doing everything, all of that for us. I'd like to kind of return the favor.
Yeah, man, let's have a fish fry.
Yeah.
All right, so sure, it looks like a
Ken and James are gonna clean some fish and cut the fillets right off the meat, so there ain't no bone. We're gonna find some palm oil somewhere and skillets and deep fry the hell out of them.
Sounds amazing. From another like kind of yelling out, Susanna's, maybe smoke some of those fish so they last longer and salt them.
Oh, she's right.
Oh yeah, I think we only cut up a couple of those fish because I think only a couple are needed to feed the whole group here.
Yeah, for sure.
They're marine, so they're large.
All right, I'm gonna. I guess I'll hang the rest over my fire.
All right. So you'll get some have a delicious fish fry with eventually after the hours and everything she does finish this very kind of hard tack bread that she was doing, has that and makes a delicious sauce out of some herbs that she has growing, and some sort of like cultured milk and to go with the fish, and dips the bread in it. It's just an absolutely delightful late lunch, early dinner for all of you.
Was that a fish fingers and custard joke?
No, it was not.
Nobody? Doctor Who? No? Anybody? Okay.
I understood that reference.
Thank you, Ryan. No, that was
you.
Yeah. Matt Smith, his first episode.
Just
anyway,
unlocked a vital memory in my brain.
Anyway, sorry. Fish fingers and custard. Go ahead.
Yeah, fish fingers and custard. But yeah, it's probably taken a bit longer than y'all expected at this point to go ahead and get the fish fry going and start smoking and salting fish to preserve it. So the sun's starting to get pretty low. Still, like, it's gonna be dark relatively soon. Do y'all want to spend one more night here, or gonna?
I say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No sense heading out in the middle of the night.
Yeah, one night here, and then we'll get out. And that way, if whoever is delivering these care packages still sees us here, we need to get out tomorrow morning early.
Yeah.
I say we leave in the middle of the night.
I don't think we should leave in the middle of the night, but we can leave right before daybreak.
You have no idea when they're going to arrive.
Yeah,
that's
but
true. But
time we don't want to go traipsing around a jungle. We don't know our ways around complete darkness.
Point taken. All right, but maybe we should set up camp far away from Susanna and Rosalind.
That's not a bad idea. In fact, maybe we go ahead and we can leave the fire going if Susanna wants it, but we can set up camp without a fire so we look like we're gone.
Fair.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
All right, yeah, so we set up camp actually outskirts of the village, far away enough to kind of see it, but not close enough to be seen.
Okay.
No fire. So
no fire.
Yeah.
Are you doing
Also,
a watch or anything?
Well, I'm going to say your goodbyes to Susanna now because we'll be gone before she gets up in the morning.
Peace.
So yeah, Susanna, best of luck. Please find Daisy. There are snake people policing Brownstone. Don't just keep your distance. Pay them the respect that they are expecting. Keep your distance. Find Daisy, and they'll help you from there.
Daisy's probably the only one you should tell about us.
Yeah. Tell her that you're a friend of Ken and Howard Duckian. She'll know what to do.
Thank you all again. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
You don't need to.
Consider the debt paid.
Live.
That's a great one.
Make sure that girl
Take it to Brownstone.
is right.
That's also a good one.
All right, guys, let's get the hell out of here.
Safe travels.
She shuts the door to the Great Hall, and you make your way off to your camp.
I'll take middle of the night watch.
I'll take last watch.
Then
Who wants
I'll
first
take first
watch?
watch.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Somebody's got to keep an eye on Chime from stealing our gold.
Okay.
Honestly, Chime, I want you well rested because I think you're going to be our best bet for finding any trails as soon as we get past
Agreed.
however
kidding.
far we can see now.
Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding, girl, right? Holds up a fist. Puts it down slowly. Walks away.
I'm gonna look at Chime and I'm gonna think at her. At least he's trying.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
And Karin looks at her and just goes,
All right. Knight.
All right.
Are you gonna have us roll?
No, he's gonna roll.
What would you be rolling?
Ambush, bruh.
You're getting ambushed?
I don't know. You're the DM, bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
"Bruh."
Oh, let's see. Ken,
Shit.
give me
Bruh.
a perception check.
Which, who? All of us?
Just you.
No,
Just
Ken.
Ken.
Oh, motherfucker. Okay. What is it? Sound I'm perceiving? Smell? Heat? Light?
Just a perception.
Perception.
check.
I'm asking that to fill in the gap as I look for perception, folks. Just entertain me for a second. Entertain our audience. For
You
F's
are
sake. Where is it?
looking, and
okay.
you're using
All right.
all of your senses to see if you perceive something that is perhaps happening now, perhaps not happening now. Perhaps this is just an exercise in futility, just to make you think something is happening.
Yeah, sorry. It feels like it's been forever.
It's
I
fine.
keep
Kinda
clicking the
has
wrong
been.
place.
Sorry, out of character. So I ran a Pathfinder game for a little bit. Donald was one of my players. There were a few times where we would have random encounters that would happen, and if it happened, then there'd be these like giant mosquitoes, and in the middle of this forest. Funny story: one of our players got attacked by one and didn't notice, and so he basically had like a pint of blood stolen from him, and he just didn't know. He just didn't know. He was just weaker the next day. It was pretty fun. Anyways, so because I knew like this was in person because this was a while ago. So what I would do is I just started randomly. I would pick up my dice and I would just roll them every now and then. Most of the time, I wasn't
You're
even rolling
evil
for anything.
DM.
Most of the time, I wasn't rolling for anything. I
Yeah.
was just rolling it to make sure, because I didn't want them to know when I was actually rolling for something. So
Nice.
Oh,
Very
you're
nice.
an evil DM. That's
Nope,
great.
he's an excellent DM. That's how you do it, bro.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
how-
I
how's it-
rolled a 6.
Oh yeah, Jilly Pie was also one of the players. So
Okay.
I rolled a 6, bro.
Okay. Okay. All right, brah. I can't do it. We can't keep the bra going.
"Bruh."
It's done.
Okay,
Yeah.
none of you can, but I can.
All right.
All right. So at some point in the evening, you feel just this strong gust of wind, seemingly out of
Ugh.
nowhere, accompanied by this slight howl in the air. It kind of sends shivers down your spine, and you get duck bumps, which are a lot like goosebumps.
Very nice.
Your feathers kind of stand up on end, but it passes relatively quickly. And then at the end of your watch, as the sun is just peeking over the horizon and just illuminating the tiniest bit of light on the village for first thing in the morning, there is a small basket waiting at the door of the Great Hall.
So what you're saying is Ken could feel it calling it in the air tonight?
I remember.
I don't
I
have a cool
remember.
drum
Don't
solo.
worry.
We only have the rim shot. That's not the cool drum solo. So
How could I ever forget the first time
Okay, back on track.
we ever met? All right,
right.
back on track.
So basket at the door.
Sorry, go ahead.
Your plan was to leave first thing. Does this change your plan?
Not me.
It's on Ken's watch, I assume. So I assume we're
is.
still asleep.
I would like to actually kind of get in a position. So I've seen the basket now.
You've seen the basket as like the light is just creeping over the village, and you can now see this little basket waiting at the front door of the Great Hall, and your party mates are all kind of
Asleep.
in that last bit of sleep as they'll probably waking up soon as it is.
I'd like to kind of just kind of slowly stand up and look across the entire village to look for movement, see if I see anybody or any signs of people there at all, like something that, yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check again.
Okay.
Do you need another filler?
13.
You don't notice any like people movement. It's still kind of like a early morning. The waves are coming in off the side, which is maybe skewing your perception a bit. And the light and shadows as it's early morning and the sun is just coming up, and there's a slight hazy fog kind of settled over the village. Very, very slight though. You don't notice any movement of people or anything that you would consider to be like unnatural or not normal.
Okay, I don't see anything. Got it. I don't feel this is significant enough to wake anybody up or to go towards it and investigate. I'm just going to keep an eye on it for a while until everybody wakes up. Hand on the greatsword.
Okay. It's not much longer, and everyone kind of just naturally wakes up as the light starts to get in their faces, and yeah.
Fair.
You want to let them know what you see, or just...
Yeah. Hey, guys, I missed it. I didn't hear it coming, didn't see it coming. All of a sudden, there's this basket over there. At least it's pretty big. You see it from here. It just kind of showed up.
Good. I don't want to risk it. We've already said our goodbyes. I think we should get out of here.
Fair.
It's an enticing picnic basket, but
All right.
All right.
Let's head out.
Okay. Onward and
Through the jungle.
towards the
Welcome
jungle.
to the jungle.
There are no fun and games. You can not get anything you want. Just gonna settle that now. Okay. All right. So the path that Chime is probably pretty confident. You've been this way before. You've made it to the hill and to the tree, and where you at that point you kind of lost the trail. But based on the directions that Susanna gave you, to the north, where this dense jungle kind of starts, like a rainforest, awaits you.
I know I personally just want to take a moment at the edge of the forest. I'm going to let everyone know, hey guys, I didn't actually go in this far. I know that there's civilization off to the northwest-ish of here. Or at least that's what it seemed like. So it's probably going to be our best bet, but I do want us to take a moment and assess maybe right here on the edge of the forest what we're looking at, because we haven't been in here before.
All right. I'll take a quick look around, see if I notice anything. Survival still.
Are you looking for a trail, or are you just looking around?
I'll look for the trail.
Okay.
Then I guess I'm looking for any signs of anything that I wouldn't normally find in a jungle.
Okay. Chime, go and give me your survival check, your survival roll.
That's a 24.
Okay.
Damn.
Holy shit.
And James, go ahead and give me your perception check as you're looking around for anything unusual.
10.
Okay. I don't know how much time James has spent in jungles or rainforests, so I don't know if you know what you're looking for. And it kind of looks like what you think of as...
It's everything that I believe it's been described to me.
everything you ever dreamt of as a rainforest jungle thing. But Chime, maybe the gods of justice guided you. Maybe it was just plain dumb luck. Maybe you knew where that path was subconsciously and couldn't see it. But as you step in and look at the ground of this jungle, and it just jumps out at you, several broken twigs and twisted leaves, and to most people it would look like nothing, but to you it tells a very clear story of a group of people entering the jungle right about this point and walking kind of northwesterly. There's not so much a clear path, but as you're looking forward, you see like little bits, little scraps of cloth, perhaps, like just laying on random branches. And so we'll leave it for now.
I mean, is it just cloth? Like it's not like bloody or...
Do you want to approach one of them and take a closer look?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll pick it up, and it's not bloody. But it's a little curious because the way it is, normally you might find a little scrap of cloth on a stick or twig or something that was ripped and torn off, like maybe it caught in a thorn and it just kind of happened. But this wasn't tied, it was kind of laid on there, but it wouldn't have been torn off in that way. It was very likely put there intentionally.
Everyone, I want you to stay where you are. I want to check for traps.
Okay.
Okay.
What would that be? Investigation?
Investigation.
That's a 12.
Where are you looking exactly?
I'm going to look in the area, like specifically on the ground close to the bushes where the cloth was found.
Okay. Me, Handlebars, giving Chime inspiration.
Oh.
Got it. So Chime, you have now some inspiration you can use on a future roll.
Okay.
So you look on the ground, and typically you would look for like a bunch of leaves that would maybe covering a pitfall trap or covering something, but there really aren't like a large group of leaves anywhere. You can see like the actual dirt and ground in most places, and if it's like a pitfall trap or something, it would be exceptionally well disguised. So you don't think there's a trap.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing that would lead you to believe it. You can think whatever you want, because I can't tell your character what to think.
Can I check one more time, but up in the trees?
Of course.
Like just looking up, not actually climbing.
Yes, yeah, you can like look up in the trees for traps as well.
I'm not using inspiration. Not yet. That's a 17.
Okay. So you're looking up in the trees, looking for like nets that might drop down, or logs that might smash, or anything that Ewoks might use.
Anything suspicious at all.
Against a superior force. And
Jump.
you don't see anything. It looks like maybe this cloth isn't a sign of a trap. But you do notice maybe just out of the corner of your eye, another piece of cloth, same material, same color, maybe 200 yards northwest, on a similar height stick, like part of a tree still, like laying on it once again.
Okay. All right, everyone. It's safe here. There's more cloth up ahead. I'm wondering. I mean, someone definitely left these here, and if they're not leaving traps, the only thing I can guess is that it's a cry for help. I mean, unless you all have any other opinion.
How many did you find?
So there's this one here. I've checked the immediate area for anything suspicious. I haven't found anything. And there's another one about 200 yards ahead of us.
I say we follow him. Maybe there's a trail. Breadcrumbs, if you will.
Potentially.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to follow.
Okay.
I'll be right behind you.
I'll bring up the rear.
Who's rear? I got a pretty big one.
Maybe you should lay out those breadcrumbs.
Hey man, don't tell me how to live my life and I won't tell you how to live yours.
I said maybe.
Yeah.
Are you telling a duck to not go for bread?
Bread's bad for ducks.
He's right, I prefer grapes and worms.
Got fish.
And fish. But not deep fried fish. Moving on.
Chat, if you're going to feed your local ducks, feed them lettuce. Or peas. They like peas.
Or other
Anyway.
ducks.
Duck feed. You can get them duck feed.
Or duck feed. Or duck
Yeah, we got some at Tractor Supply. We had a duck.
Wait, where is this Tractor Supply?
Nicholasville.
That's cool. We got one in Owensboro too. Moving on.
Anyway, I'm following along. I'm going up to the next piece of cloth.
Okay. So you make it up to this one, very similar circumstances, and again, at this point, I think that the party kind of knows what you're looking for, and let's say that Karn now like spots another piece of cloth, same general direction, as this one, and it's probably another like 150, 175 or so yards ahead of you in this kind of dense jungle. Shall we continue? Is that...
Yeah. Hey,
I want to do one more quick check.
Okay, another...
One more quick check.
Sure.
Yo, if we find enough of these, we can make a dress.
Nat
Jesus.
20, total for 24.
Okay. Looking for traps?
Yes.
Relatively confident there are no traps going on here.
It's a nat 20. She's absolutely confident there are no traps, bro. Right?
She is relatively confident that there are no traps
In the immediate area.
in the immediate area.
How about looking ahead towards the next one? I want to look ahead.
Okay.
Or
We'll
I
have
approach.
your natural 20 roll over to that one
Okay.
as your benefit.
Thank you.
And you are
Okay.
relatively confident there are no traps on this part of the trail either.
Okay. All right. I'll keep going.
Okay.
We're walking.
So this kind of cycle continues. And you kind of quickly discover the downside to being so cautious is that you have not made a lot of progress into this jungle because you are like stopping so frequently and being so incredibly careful. So your pace is basically a crawl right now. Like really, even if you were just crawling continuously, you'd probably be moving faster than you are with all this checking. So you left first dawn, and made your walk, which took to the jungle itself at like on a walking pace was probably about hour and a half, 2 hours. and then into the jungle you've probably spent with all this like searching and checking and everything like an hour, and you've made it like 300, 400 yards in. So just like as a reminder that like time is still passing, and but yeah.
Are you all okay with us skipping the precautions?
I'm not in a hurry, but at the same time, the people that we're looking for, the villagers back at Greystone, they might not have forever.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with passive checks. Like,
yeah. Same.
keep your eyes open. Maybe go 80% our normal speed that we would be able to go in this jungle. So don't rush. But also we probably I think this far in, if there were traps, we probably would have already found them, but not guaranteed. So not rush, but let's go.
Traps don't last very long in a human forest like this anyway. Keep in mind that different animals make different sounds as they crawl on the ground. I heard that big bears, and this is real, sound like really big dogs panting. A snake, it sounds like a drag across the leaves. And of course your squirrels, raccoons, whatever, they just kind of ruffle the leaves every few seconds. Don't ignore the sounds. You see something, turn to it, say something.
Okay.
So your path continues, and the cloths that are there keep appearing, and it varies who sees them from time to time. And you're continuing the jungle and continuing, and it's hot, and you feel bugs biting at you, and just it's uncomfortable. It's humid. The day gets hotter and hotter. And the cloth itself is a deep blue, and sometimes it's harder to see because it maybe blends in with some foliage, but it also looks like, as you continue and see more and more of them, that there was an intent to make sure that these stand out just a bit everywhere they are. So it's definitely something that's been done intentionally, but for what reason you're not quite sure yet. And after several hours of this, you hear water in the not incredibly far distance, and kind of suddenly the jungle opens up to what appears to be a relatively shallow lake, and maybe good luck, maybe not good luck, but you make it to this island, or this watery area, a couple of sparse trees, and across maybe 45-50 feet across this water is another small landmass, with a single creature standing on it, and it appears to. Sorry, I had prep done, but I did the prep so long ago that now I forgot what that prep was.
Now you got my attention. A creature. Long. Is it large and brown and very furry?
No.
I reckon there's a squatch in these woods.
What it looks like, it's a human body wearing normal, like, kind of traveler's clothes mostly, but the head is there's no mistaking that it's not a human head. It looks like the head of a snake as it stands on this kind of small island in the water, arms crossed, and just looking around. And you're kind of just emerging from the tree line, and it doesn't seem to have noticed you quite yet.
I'm pulling everybody backwards and like behind trees.
So I think we have the map up now.
Yeah. Out of game, I was gonna yell, "I like your shirt" really loudly. I've decided not to do that. All right, only funny to me. Cool.
And then chat, you can see some hidden things on this map, so don't say anything. Players, don't look at the stream for just a little bit to make sure that no surprises are ruined for you.
Hey, what cardinal direction are the tokens? Are they south?
So yeah, you all are to the south, and then
There we go. Okay.
got you all there. Your friend that has not noticed you yet, like kind of to the northwest direction, and you do see a small piece of cloth attached to this tree here.
Which tree?
Alright, where?
Do we have to zoom out for it?
You shouldn't.
Probably.
I just added I'm on the right layer.
Oh,
I am. Yeah, you see it now? There it is. Little
Yeah.
blue dot. That is the cloth
no,
that
it's
you
good.
see. I just added it, so.
Okay, we have to zoom out pretty far to see it. So
Oh, probably.
Like
Yeah,
across on
everybody's probably zoomed in at different levels.
Yeah.
all right. So that you say the guy hasn't seen us yet?
He doesn't appear to have seen you.
Okay.
James, what do you propose?
I don't know. Do we approach? Do we question? Do we attack? I'm not sure. I'm open to this. Actually, here, let's go back into the jungle and talk about this for a few minutes. Away from all of this.
Chime, do you read minds? Well, I know you read minds, but can you read his mind? No, he's probably 15 feet away. More than that.
Yeah, I can't recall what the length is. DM.
15. It's 15
It's
feet.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little too far away.
What if you stealthed up close and then made him think you were a banshee?
How do you propose I stealth up close when he's on an island, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be almost no way to mask anyone's approach.
I
with
don't
this
exactly
fucker.
blend in with the fauna around here.
Yeah, let's go back to the woods.
All right. Cool. What do you guys want to do? You want to approach and ask?
First of all, we don't know if he's friend or foe or neutral. We're assuming he's an enemy because he looks scary. He looks unlike anything else, but he might be helpful. You don't know.
That's why I said, should we approach? That's why that was one of the options.
Yeah.
I think
I
we should
think we
approach,
should.
but we need to be cautious too.
Right. So how about I'm the only one that swims. I can approach and then discuss it with him from the water.
I mean, I know we've used you as a boat before.
You didn't use me, girl. Right.
Anyways,
What if I came with you? Because there's no way he's going to know that I'm anything other than a normal Kenku.
Fair. That's yeah, I'm game.
That way I can just kind of do a little pokey poke in
Well,
the
you-
brain.
Right. You'd also you have a bow and arrow, right?
I do.
Yeah, get it handy. Hop on board.
Can't get
Okay.
some of the water.
Just splashing on in.
No, walking on in.
Okay.
Donald, I know you said the lake was shallow. Are we able to see about how deep it is?
In most places, it looks. I mean, at most just a few feet, maybe at absolute most probably 10 feet deep, in some
Okay.
places. But there's some probably not showing on the map, but there's some plant life below, some what appear to be logs and stuff, floating in the water. So it's a little hard to really judge it. But in most places, you could very likely walk through the water.
Okay.
In most.
Knowing this, would Chime still hitch a ride with Ken?
Yeah, Chime's pretty short.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
like 4'9".
Where do you want to get in and approach?
From around the tree, and then I can't tell where the lake line starts. I think that's where it is.
Before you all get in the water,
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb one of these trees and I'm gonna get out my crossbow just in case.
Well, Ken already said he's in the water.
Damn it!
So he is in the water. Chime
Yes.
is with him.
Yep.
Okay, so
You're-
now that
yep.
he's in the water, if you want to start climbing a tree, but I'm assuming y'all are just approaching and doing your thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And with that, roll initiative.
Shit.
Fuck.
God fucking damn it. Okay.
Yeah, but it's probably not what you're thinking. Or maybe it is. I don't really know.
Don't say
Yes.
that.
I accidentally saw it because I had it up, but
Rolling initiative is usually indicative of a good thing happening.
It's the best thing.
All right. 19.
Oh, I didn't get anything.
7.
Oh, did nothing load?
I need a pillow for my buttocks.
Cool. Let me just do this.
Well, we gave away our very fine pillow.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the model shows up. Oh, you're on the
Look, I went to the couch and I found very fine pillows on both sides.
It's. I mean,
Nice.
having fine pillows is
Fine.
kind of the bomb diggity, as the kids say.
Are they still saying get jiggy with it?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Is that what's hip with the kids?
As resident kid, no.
is that a goose down pillow?
I love the resident kid. There we go.
I mean, I'm really not like I'm the closest thing you all have to a resident kid. So
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Okay, so Ken, you hop in the water, and it kind of feels nice getting back in the water again. But something doesn't seem quite right as you're in there. There's it looks like at first a really large log, but it's moving towards you, like kind of quickly, and not just in your direction. It is moving directly towards you.
I see it, right?
You see it, and we'll say since you had a good initiative roll, you are aware it's not a log. It's a giant crocodile just chilling in these waters, and as you kind of get into the water and it starts moving, the snake creature, the snake-headed person, pulls a bow out from their back and starts waving at you, and it is speaking in a language that you don't understand, but is waving and pointing at this giant crocodile making its way towards you, and just what seems to be gibberish. But you're up first, so Chime is on your back, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so as long as she is there, you're gonna be swimming at half speed, because it's just gonna
Yes, really?
be a little inconvenient. I mean, swimming with
Okay.
somebody on your back.
I mean, I've never done it before, but you know.
Well, next time we're in a pool together, we can try,
Okay.
and we will do time trials to see how much slower someone swims. Just for our own personal.
Fair. All right. My swim speed I think is 30, but at half speed it's 15. So yeah, Ken sees this and goes, "Oh, duck this!" And he turns around and goes, "Is that 15 right there?"
3 squares. Yep. Okay. So a little bit out of the water.
Yep.
And anything else?
Prepare an action.
Okay. What's your action?
Holding the great sword ready to chop this croc's mouth off.
Okay. That's a good action. That's it for you. This croc now maybe a little less interested that you're out of the water, but still like sees a meal, and swims directly up to you. You get to do your attack against it.
Okay. That's a attack roll. I'm actually going to try to thrust the great sword straight into its gullet,
Okay.
assuming I don't roll a natural one for this.
You have inspiration, right?
Um,
I do.
I think we all had it.
Everyone had it, so you did.
And
Yeah,
I
I
think
do.
Chime was the only one that used it last session, and then I gave her a replacement.
Thank you for the
Inspiration.
reminder. Yeah, I'll
No.
do with inspiration. I'm gonna hit great sword. Here goes. Well, oh my gosh! I rolled a
Oh
2
boy.
and a 1.
Oh,
my
oh,
God.
jeez.
Oh,
no.
boy.
Lord.
Oh,
It's
no.
a giant target. Come on, it can't be that hard to hit.
Oh boy.
No, you roll a 2 and you roll a 1 with inspiration. What do you expect? You know, is inspiration an extra D4 or is it advantage?
It's
It's
advantage.
Advantage.
Okay.
It didn't give me my AC. Where's my AC? Sorry.
The Duck's AC
AC
is
is like
16.
3,
Why am? Oh, there it is.
7.
Oh, because it doesn't have any apparently. That's cool. Like in my stat box. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, D&D 5th edition. What is that? Saltwater. It is
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Karn.
I don't know
Might
if
be a
you'll
little,
salt.
might
on
be a
the
little
stream.
harder to swing your sword around if you have someone on your back.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh no,
Oh no, what?
Jilly Pie, you did not.
Oh, Jillian!
Oh,
Oh, that's delightful. She got those points. She likes crocodiles.
The croc has an armor class of 12,
Julian,
meaning
what
if I
the
rolled a
fuck?
4,
She's
I
paying
would
me back for those mosquitoes.
It's 14 because it's not a regular crocodile. It's a giant crocodile.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Giant,
I just
got
found
it.
it. So
I liked it better when it was a log.
Well, that's fine. So you thrust your great sword forward, and it hits it right in the snout as its mouth is closed, and it just you don't have the power behind it with like just getting out of the water and Chime kind of climbing off your back in the meantime. There's just a lot happening, and you just can't quite get through its natural thick armor. So that is your previous action, and it is going to bite you. Just as a how do you do? Gets a 17.
Yeah, it hits.
19 piercing damage.
All right.
And you are also now grappled along with this croc.
If I don't make it, tell Chime. Never mind.
All right, James, you are up next.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna get my dagger out. I'm
Okay,
going to.
what you gonna do with it?
I'm going to imbue it with fire, and then I'm gonna run and try and stab it in its eye.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All
thanks.
right. So
anyway.
let's see here. I'm gonna use. I should have 2 maledict points, so now I'm down to 1. So now it is. Let's see here. Right of the flame. Those are. I know it's a lot of stuff. You don't have to read all of that. I'm just throwing it out there.
So many words.
And then right focus. Yep. That I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I get to roll an extra 1d4, and that's fire damage with my attack. So I have 30 speed. I'm gonna just run up here and try and stab in the eye.
Okay.
So that is 19.
19 hits.
So that's 6 piercing and 2 fire damage.
All right, and so as your dagger pierces it near its eye, it has a sizzle for the fire kind of hits the water and makes the steam and the croc lets out a just did not like that. It's kind of a guttural. It has a duck in its mouth, so it really can't say much more.
So yeah, and now I'm gonna make my second attack
Okay.
and just like pull it out and stab it back in again.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. And just for the record, this is my extra attack. Okay, so I should have used inspiration, but it's too late now. I've already rolled 9. Not gonna hit.
9 does not hit. You just kind of whiff this one as it's already recoiled, not liking the fire damage that it's already taken in its face. Anything else?
I'm gonna. Is it? Sorry. Am I standing in the water, or am I standing on land?
You're kind of the water's shallow, like it's you have like it's up to your ankle.
Got it. Okay. What about right here?
It's probably up to your mid shin.
I'm gonna shift this way, and then that's it.
Okay. Chime.
Okay. So I climb off of Ken, and
Finally.
I want to try and shoot an arrow right into the roof of its mouth.
Well, its mouth is kind of clenched around Ken right now.
Okay.
So
that won't work.
Other eye.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for the other eye.
okay.
And I am going to use my inspiration for this, which would also give me advantage, which would give me sneak attack, right?
It would. Well, as long as you get sneak attack, as long as you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy as well.
Oh, okay. I'll still use inspiration. I want to make sure I get it. That is a 21 to hit with 9 sneak damage and 10 piercing.
Do you have the sharpshooter feat? So if you're shooting at it within melee range, you would have disadvantage typically.
Oh,
Still hits.
It still hits, but just for future reference.
Okay, so your inspiration canceled the disadvantage.
Correct.
don't. Hold on.
I think it's the sharpshooter feat. I don't think
I've got steady aim.
Let me see real quick.
I don't know if it would. I don't know at what point I'm climbing off of Ken, if we're including it in my turn.
I'm saying it's kind of like incidental to get off of them.
So steady aim, that is, I essentially have advantage if I'm standing still, which would cancel out the disadvantage.
Mechanically they would
but
cancel
you
each other out
moved.
once. Like you don't get double inspiration and you don't get double like negative. Like you would get, if you had 3 things that gave you inspiration or like advantage, and you
Okay.
get 1 thing that gave you disadvantage, it would be a net straight roll. Like they don't like stack. Does that make sense? Either way,
Okay.
for this time you hit. We'll deal with it later.
Okay.
19 damage.
Yes.
Ooh, big hit.
Damn right.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. The snake-headed guy, is kind of just watching what's happening for a second, and then has his bow is out, and pulls back, and takes a single shot at the giant crocodile, and
Really quick.
yes,
We've gotten both of its eyes, right?
Yep.
yes, but there's no called shots aren't a thing in 5th edition. It's just flavor. So like, it's
Well, I
not
mean,
it's not
like-
blind. If that's the
Okay.
question. Like,
We would have had to have done something that imposes blindness, like an actual specific trait or attack type or spell or something that would impose blindness in order to actually cause blindness.
like
Okay.
you know, it's what keeps you from like shooting someone in the heart with every shot and just instantly killing them.
Right.
It's like you can do a called shot and it's great for storytelling. So now it has like you've been hitting around its eyes because I don't want to say you actually hit the eyes and make it blind. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So the snake-headed person with his bow out pulls it back, lets fly, and it's not super close at all. The arrow lands like over here somewhere. it has the unmistakable, even though you don't understand the language, like, definitely know he was cursing at himself pretty loudly with that shot. And that is going to be it for that turn. Karn, you are up.
All right, I am going to start off by running up here toward the crocodile. And I am going to pull out my Sunblade for a two-handed attack. And that's a 14.
14 hits.
All right, and that's going to be for 11 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And as a fighter, I get an extra attack, which is going to be another two-hander.
Ooh.
And that one's going to be a 13.
13. This time you maybe hit a slightly different area, and the thick hide on it just kind of absorbs the blow and doesn't seem to have phased it quite as much as your last hit. Anything else?
No, that's going to be it for the
Right.
moment.
Ken, you are up. You are grappled, so your movement speed is 0. And I think that is most of it.
No saving throw to try to get out of the creature's teeth, trying
You
to
can-
push on its mouth open.
You can use an action to try to escape. You can do that. Yes.
Yeah. How do you want me to do this? Strength, I think, is how I want to try to open its mouth and get out.
Okay. That would be an athletics check.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the rest of us are beating it over the head. Drop it. Drop it.
Stop it.
Bad.
Bad gator.
17.
All right.
It's not a gator.
So you're pushing up with all of your strength and all your might, and you can feel the jaws clenching down on you harder and harder, and you just barely push its mouth open enough to kind of roll out of it. So you're now on the ground, a little bloodier, but you're out of its mouth, and that would be your action.
I'm lying recumbent.
I'll say you're not necessarily prone. You're able to get up pretty quickly if you want.
Okay. All right. I land on my feet, but
Yeah.
kind of squatting, bleeding, hurt like hell. All right. Fair.
Do you want
That
to
was
move
his-
or do anything else?
Yeah, that was gonna be. Yep.
Or bonus action if you want to use one.
Bonus action to bonus action you can't use for a spell, can you?
If the spell is a bonus action as it's casting time, yes. So it depends on the spell.
Yes. Okay. No. End turn.
Okay. The crocodile. That duck tasted pretty good, but hasn't seen one of these creatures over here before, and is going to chomp down on the tiefling because he looks tasty, and is going to bite. Gets a 13.
13 is a tie.
That's going to be a hit. 20 piercing damage.
Ooh.
And you are now grappled along with it.
Cool.
He also seems to realize that y'all are maybe worthy opponents of Giant Crocodile. And as Chime, you're standing there with your bow out, this tail whips towards you like a whip.
Whips like a whip.
Gets a 24.
That hits.
Whip crack with this rapidité.
17
done.
bludgeoning damage. And you need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving. That's a nat 1.
Oh, yeah.
Have a sad trombone sound? I don't.
There you
You're
go.
knocked prone. Which is way better than being in his mouth. Alright. James. Your turn.
How am I grappled?
You're in its mouth.
All of me?
A good chunk of you. It's a giant crocodile. It's the
Can I attack him?
yes.
Am I still holding my dagger?
Yes, yes, and yes.
I probably don't have the strength to wrestle myself away from him. So I'm just gonna stab him as best as I can, find the weakest spot I can. If my arm is inside his mouth, I'm trying to shove it through the roof of his mouth. But that's probably not the case. But again, flavor. Yeah, I'm just looking for the weakest spot and just like keep going at it. So I'm gonna use inspiration on this.
Okay.
100%, and I'm gonna attack with my dagger again. That is a 13 with advantage, and I don't think that's gonna do it.
That does not. Like, you're just a little too distracted being partly inside this croc, and you can feel its teeth kind of crunching down on you, and you're trying to stab it, and you're hitting it, but you're just not able to get the strength behind it to pierce its leathery, thick skin.
All right, I'm going to use my second attack, which I get, and try and learn from that angle and try and find a better angle to attack from. And that's a 10, and I obviously failed. I attacked from a different angle, and it was way worse.
Just unable to get it. You're just maybe a little distracted there.
Yep.
All right. Chime.
Okay, prone. To get up, that's like half of my movement.
Yes, half your movement.
Okay. Does that count towards steady aim?
I say it would take away the effect of steady aim because you are using movement.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'll go ahead and I guess I'm gonna. That would give me. So I will have disadvantage on my attack.
If you attacked right now, you have disadvantage because you are right next to it, attacking it point blank with a bow.
Okay. And moving is going to give it an attack of opportunity.
Correct. But as a rogue, don't you get a bonus action you can use to disengage?
Oh, you are right.
I know.
Yeah, of course.
And so humble.
It's the most humble.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage. I'm going to move back. Let's see. How far is it for short bow? 15 feet.
I think it's just not
just
point
not
blank.
next
Just
to it.
not point blank.
Yeah.
Just more than the 5 feet to the next square.
Okay, I'm going to take a step back this way. And then do I still get sneak attack?
You will, yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shoot from there.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit with 7 sneak and 6 piercing.
Okay. It's whittling down. All right. Anything else your turn?
Nope, that's all.
All right. The Snake Man is going to once again he takes a deep breath. Sorry, I gotta pull this up. And is going to take 2 shots now with his bow at the crocodile. The first shot seems like it hits, and the crocodile seems to shudder a bit more, as if something maybe like entered its blood that it didn't like. And as the second shot flies through the air, you can see just a little green tint, maybe a little liquid dripping from the end of these arrows that it's shooting. And the second one also hits, and the crocodile is in pretty rough shape now, and the snake-headed man kind of gives himself a yes motion, so he gets his confidence back. Karn, you're up.
All right, I'm going to go at it again with a 2-handed attack from my Sun Blade. That's a 13.
No.
A 13 does not hit. Just glances off the armor.
All right, then I'm going to try again, and this time it is a 22.
Oh. So this time you make a solid hit, and it starts to... What you know about crocodiles and alligators, I don't know how different they are, but when they want to kill its prey, they go into a death roll. And with James in its mouth currently, it looks like it starts to begin this roll and maybe tear James apart limb from limb, but in fact, it's just flopping over on its belly, or on its back, exposing its belly as your sunblade pierces it. The radiant damage, cooking it from within, combined with this poison, kills it, and its jaw slowly releases, letting James out. Nice work,
Guys, I think I almost died.
Who here ordered the gator etouffee?
You do that a little too well.
I guarantee.
Oh, I think that's the first time I've actually been hit in a long time.
Out of character, I don't think we should approach this guy during this session. I think it's late. I think we're all. I honestly, I'm a little slap happy, and I had a filling today, and I feel a little off, and I don't feel like I'm going to make some good judgments when we're trying to approach this person who does not speak our language, and I don't necessarily want them to know that we have someone who can communicate telepathically. So,
I'm just curious. Is there a point you think you've made good decisions? Like, just.
I just don't want to make worse decisions.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's a better way of phrasing it.
Betwixt the options ahead of us, I don't know which ones are the bad ones, and so therefore I don't know. Yeah.
Betwixt.
All right.
Betwixt.
And Ken grabs the snout of the crocodile. It's pretty narrow, enough to try to lift it up off the ground, wiggle it, and kind of throw it towards the Yuan-Ti's direction, and says, "Here. It's yours." He turns around and starts walking back through the forest.
Cocks his head, reach down and puts the snout like in a little bag that he has on his belt.
No, he's really far away, isn't he?
I thought you threw the snout at him.
No, not the snout. I threw the I just kind of threw the croc's head
Gator
in that
is still,
direction.
Gotcha.
the crocodile is still attached to the snout.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
still
cut the
attached to it.
Looks a little confused, and I guess he as you walk through, but we'll pick up our next session then, so we can have that discussion and see where this goes.
Okay.
Which I'm
Tim,
kinda
I'm not
curious.
sure we should start this encounter right now. Ken starts the encounter right now.
Well, our plan was to go a little later tonight, since I think Hamed's gonna have like a lot of for the next couple months some potential work issues. But I think this encounter probably will take a bit longer, depending on what y'all want to get out of it. So it probably is a better place to end than in the middle of an encounter, which is totally fine. So we'll play again our next session on June 22nd. I think it'll be the first time in a while we've had 2 scheduled sessions
In the same month.
Yeah, that's all it's on my calendar is KFD&D, which is pretty amazing. But we'll be back next week with I don't know, some streams. I don't know what yet. We'll figure it out. And if you are a friend of the channel and you're on our Discord and stuff, you are aware that we'll have a Meat-a-Palooza party soon. With lots of meat. If you're interested in that and you're local and I know you and you're vaccinated and boosted, then
And not being a damn dirty liar on the questionnaire.
Right. You're probably good to come. So yeah, it'd be fun.
But then also come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, come back 2 weeks for some more D&D. And we'll see what happens then. Let's see if we have anyone on that we want to say hi to tonight. We said hi to Brambeard last night. I don't remember who Gabby Diggs is, but we are going to raid Gabby Diggs and say hello. So again, we'll see you all for KFD&D 2 weeks, the 22nd, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. It's like really late in Europe, so that's why European people don't watch us. That's what I'm going to tell myself, which is fine. But yeah. You have anything else?
Nope.
Thank you all for watching tonight.
All right. We will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.